Welcome back. Still on insurgency and their sponsors. It's been argued in many quarters that for the fight against insurgency in Nigeria to end, the government must tackle that's the root cause. In this regard, the Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed 17th of September for the arraignment of 400 suspects over alleged involvement in sponsorship of terrorism. Earlier in March, the presidency had announced that the arrest of the suspects, who are mainly bureau de change operators, for allegedly facilitating transfer of money to Boko Haram terrorists from the United Arab Emirates. Babajide, now, the commentators that have been trailing these stories, they've been telling us that it's not possible for us to fight terrorism effectively without getting to the roots who are the sponsor following the money, and we've not been able to do that since 2009. So right now, this is the first time we're going to see something like this.
Yes, and it was down to the help we received from the
majorly
from the UAE people, because these funds were being moved from Nigeria, moved the funds from Nigeria to the UAE. So from the UAE, they will now send to Boko Haram. That was what was happening. And already some Nigerians have been arrested. You know, they put some Nigerians on trial in their country. So this was the catalyst for the action that we have taken as a country, because we just felt that, look, we needed to move. UAE has already given us more than a hint that, look, funds were being funneled to Boko Haram by some bureau de change operators here. They make the funds available to those bureau de change operators, who will now send it to Dubai. From Dubai, it will now be sent to Boko Haram. So clearly, Boko Haram had international connection from the look of things.
Especially their wing, the ISWAP.
Yes, especially with their affiliation to ISWAP. But from the look of things, this had even been happening before ISIS officially embraced Boko Haram in August 2016 and made it one of his affiliates, and then removed Shekau as the leader and made Abu Musab al-Banawi the leader. So we can't wait. The pressure was intense. Even Femi Falana had to write to the Attorney General. What's going on? What's going on? You see, when you leave this, when somebody provides you with the lead and you fail to take action, you've taken too long to take action, even those people won't be excited to help again. America, we saw on the day that the Tucanos were inducted, the Americans said, see, we can help you identify sponsors of terrorism in your country. We are prepared to help. Because this thing can't go on without some sponsors. Weapons are expensive.
To sustain them.
Weapons are expensive. So who are the people providing them with the weapons that they have to attack the army, to overrun army bases and steal weapons there? You know, you must have people within our country. Even banditry that we are talking about, America said it can help us to unravel some of these people. You see those dirty-looking guys.
Yes, collecting 700 million naira to do what?
They are not the ones behind it. They are not the ones behind it. The people behind it, those ones don't even go into the bush. There was a bandit that was arrested who said that they give them as low as 5,000 naira.
Those are the agad ones.
People who had collected millions, so giving the foot soldiers as little as 5,000 naira.
What a mess.
So we need to identify these people. And once we identify them, we put them on trial. Not just these guys. Boko Haram members have been arrested over the years. Consistently, we've arrested them. But how many have we put on trial for Nigerians to see? Chad does not have this patience with us, with Boko Haram. Chad arrested Boko Haram men, they put them on trial, and the next thing, they wasted them.
Mayor, it's time to address the sponsors.
I'm very happy that they're taking these people to court, because you see, when you are looking at terrorism and terrorists, it is not the foot soldiers that are very important. What is important is the money. If you follow the money and you can cut that source of funding off, you have won half of that battle. Because without funding, they cannot take care of their logistics and things that they need to be able to operate. So those people who are the sponsors are more important than the foot soldiers. I don't know whether they still do it now. There was a time every week, they take huge amount of money from Lagos to Dubai. If you remember that there was an armed robbery incident that happened at the airport. I was at the airport that day.
Yeah, I remember.
That day. Yes. Because they were moving the money, and those people, that the armed robbers that were supposed to come and attack those people, the Borodeshon people, and collect the money, they were delayed a little bit by traffic. So by the time they got to that Borodeshon office beside the airport, they've already moved the money inside the airport. So they got there, started shooting and all that, because they used to move huge amount of money from Lagos to Dubai. So immediately they move it to Dubai, because they now naturally to Boko Haram. So it is those people who are funding them, who send the money from Nigeria to Dubai. Those are the real dangerous elements that we should go after.
Why
this is a beginning.
Citizens be sponsoring Boko Haram that has killed scores of people?
Yeah, it has to do with ideology.
Ideology, no.
You see, that's why a bandit is different from a terrorist. The terrorist has an ideology. He has money. He's rich. He's a millionaire. He's a billionaire. But he has an ideology that he believes in and is ready to fund those people.
No, you see, the Al-Shabaab, some of them had jobs, big jobs in American corporations. They gave up their jobs.
They would design, yes.
They gave up their jobs and came home.
Yeah.
They came home, not that they were even sending money home. They gave up fantastic jobs, big people, and came down to become Al-Shabaab fighters. I remember
even in France, the guy that is being, terrorism that happened, they are trying them now. The head of those who have been tried in Paris now, said he resigned his job. He's a tech expert. He said he resigned his job to become an ISIS fighter. It's ideology. When somebody wears a bulletproof vest, when somebody wears a bullet vest to go and to become a suicide bomber, you understand? It's ideology. He believes that, okay, this is what I believe in.
He's been brainwashed.
So if I die, I've
been brainwashed.
So it's the ideology.
I have Okudili from Lagos. Thank you for joining us, Okudili.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, Mr. Ayo. Good evening, all of you.
Good evening. Go ahead, you're live, Okudili.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, you're live.
Okay, yes. No, I wanted to say, please, your studio, this program, you allow for calling. So I wanted to say, please, it's an advice to you people. When people call in, don't be so much in a hurry to drop it. It should be interactive. It's just like if you watch Fan Zone on Super Sports. It's interactive between the caller and those in the studio. So let the call be interactive. Even if the call is going to take...
Can you make your contribution, Okudili? Is that your contribution?
Okay.
Because we are pressed for time. It's not something that, under 1 hour, we have segments on the program. We have so many things we have to discuss. We have certain people that might call and timing for everything. It's not just free for all. Okudili, this is a 1 hour program, but we end up spending 50 minutes or 55 minutes. It's not something that we can control. So we're still talking about these people. Now,
that's the difference between a bandit and a terrorist.
You will now see that
that
these people,
ideology.
They've been killing our people, they've been killing Nigerians, they've been making life difficult for the government of Nigeria, for even Nigerians. Investment, they've set those states back for over 40 years backward. And you're saying because of your ideology, you are sponsoring that kind of costs?
Yes, that's the way terrorists operate. The leader of Al-Qaeda himself was a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, from one of the richest families
yes,
in Saudi Arabia.
and they had been in the U.S. involved in the oil business for years. He never lacked anything. But you imagine he left all the wealth in the US and relocated to Afghanistan and was living inside caves. A multi-billionaire in dollars, living inside caves up and down.
This ideological thing.
This is ideology that we are talking about. Many people,
They would have been indoctrinated.
they leave their family completely. They don't want to have anything to do. They won't talk to their parents. Look at even the Nigerian who was kidnapped.
Was the son of a very rich man,
the underwear bomber.
Yeah. Abdul
Muttalab.
His father remains the biggest banker to come out of northern Nigeria.
Correct.
Biggest banker, his
Most
father,
successful banker.
the most successful, the biggest ever. And even some of the big bankers that we've had in our country, like even the former CBN governor, they were his own, the people that he trained, people that they look forward to him. Now you can imagine that boy. Go and read the story. How the father tried everything to make him comfortable.
Yes,
Now in a house that the man bought and put him there. But did he find the place comfortable? No, he didn't even want to stay.
He was going to Yemen.
Yes, where he was indoctrinated. He will come home, he will not speak to members of his family, he will just stand alone, be operating alone.
He has been radicalized.
Completely. Now, that one, if he's told, go and take a life, he was not going to ask any question. I feel not seen suicide bombers.
They were just lucky that because it was a new technology there.
Yes.
And it was
so the thing, yes, that
was not the first time.
Yes.
Remember, he had made moves.
Yes.
The first time he tried to bomb, it didn't work because they stopped him from getting on that flight. So that was the second time.
Even the
that
second time, he could have been successful because he had gone into the restroom to go and activate it. But because the thing did not work immediately, so fire was coming out from that band, and somebody that was a commando that was that saw it, and then I was able to grab it. Yes.
And you know where he sat? He sat on top of the tank.
So if the
tank of the plane is located, yes, so that
the plane will have gone down.
Yes, so that once it happens, it's fire. So look, when a man look at Boko Haram, the first suicide bomber, the one that, in our country, who went to bomb that police headquarters. You saw the way he was jubilating. He was going to die, but he was happy. He was happy. He had a truthy smile on his face. He was happy that
he was going to martyr himself.
Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm the first person. I'm going. You know, that's what radicalization. That's what is called terrorism. Others are simply, all these other people are simply there to make money. They are not after. They don't even want to die. Now look at what is happening. Imagine bandits begging governors to say, please, we want peace. The true terrorists don't beg you.
They want to die for that cause.
True terrorists don't beg you.
No, they want to die for that cause.
Look at Shekau now. The moment they got close to him, he used his suicide belt to kill himself.
Julius is calling us from Oyo State.
Yes. Ayo, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Julius.
Yes, I'm Olushola Julius. I'm from Ibadan, Oyo State capital.
All right.
Jide, good evening, sir. And the man in wine, something, I've forgotten his name. Sorry, sir.
Mayor Akipelu, please.
Yes. Now, Mr. Mayor, now, honestly, it will do Nigeria a good if these sponsors are being called into order and are being dealt with. You see, they have done a lot of harm to us as a country, more than any good. Now, they failed to invest into profitable venture. They now went to invest into terrorism. Mr. President and his handlers should please do Nigerians this good. On the 17th of September, with these people in court, make sure that these people are well arranged and they should speed up this thing. I want to suggest something that once these people are being punished for this erroneous crime they have committed to the state Nigeria, other people that want to sponsor them will learn from it and they'll be very careful, although they are very stubborn. So they need stubborn approach so that they will be dealt with very well.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution.